Hello, my name is Andy and I am the Village Idiot. I'm armed with a car and a GoPro and an unhealthy amount of time on my hands. I'm using that time to attempt to visit every civil parish in England. You're watching the West Lindsey series. This is one of the 9 districts of Lincolnshire and one of the county's most rural. It has 128 civil parishes. Let's see which one this episode's all about. Welcome back to West Lindsey, everybody. Now, unlike the previous few episodes, the weather here seems to have calmed down a bit. The rain seems to have stopped. The sun seems to be coming out. I don't know whether it's going to stay that way for this entire walk, but we shall soon see. Anyway, speaking of weather, what do you think this is? Could it be a weather station, maybe? Who knows? We're soon going to find out. You'll find this in the parish of Normanby le Wold. The West Lindsey series is sponsored by Gainsborough Cycles 01427 617 752. For all your cycling needs, this is your one-stop shop, located at 20 Ropery Road or online at gainsboroughcycles.com. There's a link in the description. Gainsborough Cycles, ask for Trevor Halstead. And this video is also sponsored by Jamie's Fitness Studio, based on Low Road, Grayingham, near Curtin in Lindsey. Jamie is one busy lady. Check her out by calling 07906 749 574 or emailing hello@jamies.co.uk. Online membership is available. There's a link to her Facebook page in the description. Jamie's Fitness Studio. Get fit, get happy, get healthy. Here's my disclaimer for people who may be watching me for the first time. I say things as I would in my native accent and dialect. As a result, I may not pronounce things in the same way as the locals do. Remember, I'm a visitor. It's impossible to know everything. Leave me a comment, spin me a like, and bash that subscribe button. Let's get to today's parish video. Welcome to the summit of Lincolnshire. This is Normanby le Wold, located 5 miles away from Callender. It's the highest village in West Lindsey and in the entire county. It's located close to Wolds top, which marks the highest point of the hills at 551 feet above sea level. The whole parish is within the boundary of the Wolds area of outstanding natural beauty. Historically, Normanby has a few bits of interest. For example, there's a long barrow here, which dates to the Neolithic period. It's 255 feet long, 120 feet wide, and 5 feet high. A trench was excavated through part of it in 1983 as part of a Sheffield University transect survey, but very little was found and further work was not justified. The church has some fascinating artefacts, including 3 paintings which give Normanby a link to Staffordshire. Some notable people have lived here, including early 20th century author Austin Lee. He was the rector of Normanby at one point and wrote at least 9 novels under the pseudonyms John Austwick and Julian Callender. This one really, though, is all about the beauty of the Wolds. From Wolds top you can appreciate this glorious part of Lincolnshire. Wolds top has the most recognisable landmark here too, the Claxby radar tower, locally referred to as the golf ball. So let's walk the Wolds again, folks. I promise you this one is one you're all going to love. We begin our journey around Normanby close to the highest point of the Lincolnshire Wolds, which is known as Wolds Top. Close by on a minor road is this oddly shaped tower. This is the Claxby NATCR. Known locally as the Golf Ball, NATCR stands for National Air Traffic Control Radar. It was erected in 1936. Originally, it had a spinning antenna rather than a dome. It's now used as part of the Ordnance Survey National GPS system. We're about 3/4 of a mile away from Normanby village here. Let's head there now and check it out. Normanby is the highest village in Lincolnshire, and what a view it gives you. This is the view from my parking spot. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this one is, because Normanby is very small, I'm going to combine it into one single walk with Claxby, which is its neighbour. Now, Claxby is in the valley below here. I'm stood on a top of a hill here, and Claxby is down there. I'm going to stay within Normanby to start with, though. The border is basically sort of at the bottom of that hill, so I'm very close to the border. I'm going to head this way first, through Normanby. There's not much to see here. There's the occasional house like this one here on the corner. There's also a church as well, but when I'm done with this, the walk will then continue down into Claxby, and eventually, and I'm not looking forward to this, I'm gonna have to walk back up this hill to get back to the start. To be fair, it's not the biggest hill in the world. I've definitely walked up steeper, but yeah, it'll be a challenge. We'll see what we can do. So let's head through Normanby and into Claxby and see what we can find. To get to the main part of Normanby, we have to climb a pretty steep hill. It's tough going, but the view is worth it. Normanby is a very scattered settlement. There's one main cluster of housing at the top of this hill. The rest is isolated. Farming is the main occupation out here. No surprise there. Here's what was once probably an old farm building. It's where we come across the parish notice board, and that's Normanby le Wold in the books. There's just 13 to go now. Not far away we have a post box, this one from the time of George VI. It's been a while since we saw one of those. This white house is Normanby's old blacksmith forge. It's recently been sold too. What a place to live this would be. Normanby doesn't have many brand new houses, if any at all. These at the top of the hill are likely the newest. The village lies directly upon the Viking Way long distance footpath. Let's follow that for a short way to the next area. So here we go then, down the Viking Way for a short distance. It turns at the edge of this field here. I see some sheep in this field. And when it turns, what it does is it goes directly south towards Normanby le Wold's church, which is somewhere in that dip over there. I think I can just about see it. It's there, I think. So we're going to head towards that next. The Viking Way runs parallel to the road that goes to the church. This dip in the ground looked very earthworky. The path turns at this corner and follows a road that passes some farmhouses. How gorgeous is this one, by the way? The same can be said for the views. There's no wonder the Wolds are an area of outstanding natural beauty. If it's not hills and valleys in your field of vision, it's farms. That one in your shot now is called Normanby Top Farm. Next, we pass some water. It's not a lake, rather it's a small pond, which belongs to one of the houses along here. Some of the buildings in this part of the village are massive. I reckon this was maybe an old manor house. Some of these houses are used as holiday cottages. Tourism on the Wolds is a major source of local income. Okay, so now we've reached the church, which you can see in your shot right now. When we're done with this, we are effectively done with Normanby, because the route will follow a footpath that goes from the churchyard down the hill into Claxby. So let's have a look around the church and then we'll be on our way. Normanby's church is dedicated to St Peter. It's part of the Walesby group and it's a Grade 2 listed building built of ironstone. It dates from the early 13th century and the 14th century. It was restored in 1868 by that man, James Fowler of Louth. Both its vestry and chancel are 19th century, the font is 14th but stands on a 19th century base. Next to the church is a small building which used to be Normanby's primitive Methodist chapel, which is now a garage. This one was open, so let's have a look around. The first thing I noticed were 3 paintings on its wall. They were brought here from Burton-on-Trent in Staffordshire from the now redundant church of St Paul. And the east window has 10 panels of German glass from St Andrew's Church at Panton near Market Raisin, also a redundant church. Okay, and as I said, from here, it's a simple case now of walking down that footpath, which will take us into Claxby. That's been the parish of Normanby le Wold. Thanks for watching this video, folks. Don't forget to like this episode if you haven't already. It really makes a difference with YouTube. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and give us a share too if you've got friends who'd like it. You can find all the links to my social media accounts below, as well as my Buy Me a Coffee page where you can donate to the channel. Also, if you've enjoyed this episode, have a look at some more videos in this series. Until next time, I've been Andy, also known as the Village Idiot, and I'm out.